All right, so in this one, what I want to do is just clean this up a little bit, add a little pizzazz and all that jazz. Okay, so first off, let's just get all, okay, let's get all up in here. And I'm just going to do it real rough on one piece, and then you can apply this to other things. So I'm just going to look at his face here. And there's just a bunch of parts where I just feel like it's like little nublets like right here that are sticking out, and I'm just going to delete those just to clean it up, right? I might take some things and then just, smoothen it out a little bit. A little extra nublet there I'll get rid of. Let me see. Let's see. Yeah, so like there's this piece here. I'm going to delete that. Then you can see that there's a leak there, which is kind of not cool. So we'll go like that. I'm just going to hit I for this, and then just see if I can get this to paint in. Control plus plus. Let's see. So there's some things going on in here. So I'm just going to get rid of all the extra business. All these extra little nublets. Okay. And we're just going to pull that over here like so. Make sure that we are good. Okay. I'm just going to delete that, and then we'll go back to this, and there we go. A little bit messy still. We can get rid of some extra business in here. It's not the one I'm after. Give me the one I want. That's the one I wanted. So you might find I'm going to do this too, because I think what happened is it got switched to the straight one. So I am going to click and drag over the entirety of the character. I'm going to go to the stroke, and I'm going to switch it back to round, because I think that is partly why I'm getting some of the weird looking edges and stuff. I think that will clean that up a bit. So, and then all I'm going to do now, oops, I did minus. I didn't mean to do that, I meant to delete. There we go. Whoops. That was not what I was after. Back to this. Okay. So I'm just going to get rid of all these little nublets. So you can get kind of the idea. Anything that's extra, I would just get rid of, just so it's a little bit cleaned up. You see I missed a piece right here, so I'll go back to the paint bucket, and I'll just make sure I got that. Go through and just try to clean it up. Some other things I might do is maybe try that line width and be like, oh, I wish some parts were thinner or thicker. So maybe right here, I'm going to kind of click and drag, and I'll make it a little bit wider. And then take this, and let's get closer. Right, and then I could take this and make that a little bit thinner. Another thing you could do is I could go to the direct selection tool, which is A, or if you go underneath this, the sub selection tool, sub selection inside of here, and I could go through and just try to smooth some things out. So for instance, that's got one line. That was good. That's nice and smooth. See how this got multiple ones? You might not need all those. So I might be able to get rid of some extra ones. I was just looking at this one and it seemed like it had more than it needed. So I'm going to click on that one, delete, click on that one, delete, and click on that one, delete, grab this, and then I'm just going to pull it and just smoothen that out some. Things like that. I'm going to hit back to V, but you can do that if for some reason you're not liking some of the way that the lines are looking, right? You can do that too. So let's go back to this tool here. And I might just be like, oh, you know what? This should probably be thinner. So what I can do is just maybe thin that up a little bit. Thin this one up a whole lot so it goes more to a point. Grab this and thin that one up as well. So just kind of a thing. And then also, I think it would be nice if this was just bent a little bit more. Things like that. So you get the idea. Okay. Another thing I might want to do is change some of the colors of the outlines. So I'm going to go to here and do the ink bottle. And what I like to do is I'm going to hit I to select that color. Go over here, hit this. That way it'll be in the general color. And I'm just going to bring it down to a much darker version of it. We'll say like that. And then I'll go boom. That worked great. And for some reason, it switched the tool, which is kind of neat. Oh, you know why? Because it's a fill. So I'm actually going to hit X. I forgot to swap it over. There we go. Now click on that. Oh, actually, never mind. It's already... I'm going to undo that. So, back. Try that again. Click on it. You can do it. There we go. X. Swap the color. Good. Oh, okay, I don't know why you're on fill. That's interesting. But let's make sure. Hit this. Make it a much darker color. Okay. And we're still on that, which is neat. Okay, come on. Come on, pen. There you go. There. Okay. There we go. Okay. Now what I can do is, see, that's a little, I don't know if that's dark enough. Let's click on this. It's going to make it even more dark. Let's go like that. And then I can kind of go through, and I'm just going to click and, darken up. So we'll just do this part here. Right, so kind of a thing. Like that, and then I could do the same thing with like the yellow here. Oops, see that color? I gotta actually swap it out. I'm just gonna hit X to switch it, and then we'll just click on it here so I can, and then drag this down to a much darker version of it. Okay, and then same thing. Oops. Oh, because it's not on the right tool. There we go. Yeah, that works. Okay. All right, so just go ahead and I can basically go through and do that. So it'll add like a little bit of a subtle difference, but you can kind of see, what it would do, right? You could also just go through, and this might even be easier, maybe just in general, like it's kind of annoying to go through all of them, but I'll grab the whole thing. Then I'll go to the stroke color and I'm gonna click on this, and then I'm just gonna go ahead and I'm gonna do like kind of a grayish, darkish blue instead. And now all of my strokes, because I did it on this stroke here, go into here. I'm going to Control plus plus. You can see now they all have that dark blue, which I think looks a little bit nicer than just straight black. But that's another way of doing it. You could also just double click. It's hard to do with a pen here, but you could double click and grab a whole area. That's another thing to do. The last thing that I might do as well, just again to add a little bit of pizzazz, is to just paint some shading. So again, I'm just going to use the face as an example. Hit I to select the color. It's going to make the fill that color. I'm going to click on it here, go here, and I'm just going to drag it down. Not go too awful dark, but a little bit darker. We'll say like that. Okay. This time though, I'm going to use the regular classic brush, and then we're going to go here. Oh, not that one. Sorry, here, and I'm going to choose paint fills only. And so now when I go like this, you can see. Oh, hang on. So paint fills only, paint inside. We have to start in there. Is that what it is? Why are you not working? Paint normal, paint behind, paint selection. Let's try paint inside. That might work better. It's not working either. That is curious. I don't know if it's because I'm not on the head, if it's getting confused. Yeah, now it's working. I guess because it was still on the chest. So maybe lock the other layers. So I will paint like that. And then we can kind of paint inside of here like that. Right? And then maybe we could do the yellow here too. So I'll hit I to go on that. Click on this. Go here. Do kind of a darker yellow. And then I can just do, again, the classic brush. And I'm just going to paint like that. And you can see it's only doing it to where I put it. Okay, so we can also add a little bit of that. And then, if you want to, click on this, and then B for brush, I could even be like, oh, add a little shading to that area. So it's up to you how you want to draw it, but you can do that. And then we could also do the opposite too. So I can take this. I don't know how nuts you want to go with it. It's up to you. I can go up here and then be like, back to brush again. And then we'll just do these. And then I could just kind of paint highlight. Let me see. Paint fills only. Some paint fills only, but let's see. No, worked that time. Not sure what's going on there, but so maybe we just got to make sure we start inside first. And then that will paint nothing. So isn't that cool? All right. Weird. That one worked. I'm not sure why it's being weird. Not gonna work? Okay, that worked. And that one worked. And that worked. And that worked. Okay, so you get the idea, right? So we can paint basically and get a little bit more detail so that it looks a little bit nicer. But that's up to you. Storm going on. That's the basic idea of it. All right. So what I want you to do is just do rough breakups. One other thing I need to do. Actually, sorry. Besides that, is that see how there's a line here? I actually don't want that line. So I'm going to unlock all these, go to my regular select, and I'm just going to grab that line and I'm going to delete it. Okay. That line, I think I'm going to keep for right now. Is there any other lines that are there that are at the cutoff? So this one's fine too because it's actually there's a line there anyway. But anything else that doesn't, you know what? Let's go ahead and get rid of that one too. We'll grab this one and I will delete that as well. Right? And so now they blend in a little bit better. So you'll see that that'll be more important later on because obviously I don't want it to look like that's a separate piece. Maybe you can grab that nublet and get rid of that guy. Okay? So yeah, that would be it. So and then when we're done, we have a fully drawn character, and we will make this a puppet in the next class. All right? Good luck.